My early role models were both my parents. My father, because I followed in his footsteps, and my mother was the kindest person you could ever want to meet. There was always a place at our table for someone who had no place to go. Being a part of giving back to the community is something that was instilled in me as a child. I've really had two careers, I think, one in the media and one in the not-for-profit sector. The world of the media often looks very glamorous, and indeed it has its moments of wonderful glamour. You've got to be prepared to put in the slog. But you see, I never thought of it as something that was hard or not enjoyable, because it's part of the whole package.
Ita is absolutely unique, and I can't think of anybody who has actually had the capability of putting together what she has in a lifetime.
With Ita starting Cleo, she was really forging a path for women of my generation to find a path in life that was something other than just a life at home.
There have been heaps of issues that I've been fortunate enough to be able to present to the Australian public and inform them and let them make up their own minds about where we should be going.
What was so exciting about being on Cleo in those early days was that you were allowed immense freedom. Ita was very brave. She believed in us being brave, trying things, pushing the boundaries.
Ita has always challenged the status quo. She's been quick to follow a path and champion a cause, and she's been brave enough to speak up, often in the face of accepted public opinion.
When I was running the Australian Women's Weekly, it worried me that women's voices were so underrepresented in Australia. Laws were made with no input by women. And so I ran a piece called Voice of the Australian Women, in which we asked readers about 200 questions. And we got 30,000 responses and 10,000 letters. Most of them said, "Dear Ita."
Ita's always been interested about the health and well-being of Australians. She's used her influence to help organisations and individuals have a voice.
My profile allows me to raise issues that sometimes are neglected or sometimes have been around for a long time but nobody can get anywhere. And so I think sometimes you've just got to shake people, you've got to make them aware.
Ita's great contribution to Australian public life, in my view, has not only been just to promote health issues, it has been to protect the issues of those who have been discriminated against in our society.
I've had a long time interest in ageing issues. I mean, probably because I'm getting older myself, but it concerns me that we live in a world now where we have the potential to live really long lives, as long as we remain fit and healthy. What is the point of longevity if we're not fit and well enough to enjoy it? If I look at the voluntary work that I've done in the community, I've felt that I've been making a worthwhile contribution. And at the end of the day, I think that's what we all want to do with our lives.
What stands out in my mind is the outstanding leadership that Ita brings to absolutely everything that she does.
The younger generation will be able to see very clearly that she has got this leadership capability and that they use her as their role model.
If it weren't for committed people who share the passion, so many things wouldn't get done. So many issues wouldn't be resolved. People who needed to be pressured would not be pressured. We should be grateful that, people are prepared to put time and effort into the various causes that affect so many of us. There are some other things left for me to do. I'm just not exactly sure what they are.